According to the ISA Graduate Profile, a global citizen recognizes the role of a language within a culture. According to Group 6, language governs and assists in communication. Language is a form of unity between people, and language is tradition.
In the past, San Jose was a place where Spanish was taught. The Spanish language took root and spread throughout the surrounding area. Today, Mass in the chapel is still held in Spanish as well as in English. Our group went to the Bexar County Courthouse when we were downtown and met with the courtroom interpreter, Julia Schultz. On a daily basis, she helps to bridge the gap between English and non-English speakers. According to her, understanding the role of language within a culture is equally important as knowing the language itself.
UNAM San Antonio, founded in 1944, was one of the first colleges in which both culture and language were brought with those who founded it. The objective of the college is to help all students understand that understanding the role of a language within a culture is as equally as important as learning the language itself. Throughout the year, UNAM San Antonio offers English and Spanish classes as well as workshops and courses on different topics relevant to Mexico and the United States.
Being bilingual in San Antonio is beneficial to the preservation of culture. Speaking two languages helps bridge the language gap, and cultural differences can affect people's ability to interact and understand each other.
Walking through Carlsbad Caverns, we notice many signs in both Spanish and English. This shows the necessity of more than one language to help visitors and residents of the area fully appreciate the wonders of the caves.
We seem to notice that the gypsum speaks its own language. Shh, just listen and you can hear it.
Our group spent a lot of time in the historical plaza downtown. This is where the front of Spanish governor's palace is lined with street vendors selling their crafts. These Native American artisans often speak their native language when talking with one another, making the plaza a place of English, Spanish, and Native American languages.
The Pueblo people of Bandelier did not have a written language. Their way of communicating thoughts and ideas was through pictographs. These pictographs represented important aspects of their lives, the sun and food. Bandelier's pictographs are some of the last remaining pieces of the Pueblo people's way of life.
We saw lots of art in New Mexico. The George O'Keeffe Museum, the San Miguel Mission, and on the streets. Art was everywhere. We noticed that there were common themes of religion, nature, and Native American styles to the art. These themes seemed to communicate what was important to the New Mexican culture, just like a language would, but instead of words, images were used.
The language of the Jimenez people has always been an extremely important part of their culture. For the purpose of keeping their culture alive, the language, called Walatoa, is forbidden from being recorded or written down. While the younger generation speak both English and Walatoa, there are some elders in the Pueblo who refuse to learn English and only know the Pueblo's native language.
So, why in the world does this facet matter? Let's review the facts.
A global citizen recognizes the role of language within culture.
So why does this facet matter?
Language is a huge part of all cultures.
Language is key to the communication between people, cultures, and nations.
Language is a reflection of people and their culture.
ISA has its own kind of culture. Does that mean we have our own language?
Yeah, ISA has its own language. Do you think other high schools know what Hot Diggity Judah is?
Or mini courses?
Or Adventures in Justice?
GEP?
Ambassador?
Portfolio?
Pepper?
Globy?
Make a difference?
Face it.
ISA does have its own language.
A language the school couldn't function without.
And don't forget all the foreign languages spoken by students at ISA.
Spanish, Japanese, French, the list goes on and on.
All those languages are used at opening ceremonies too.
So we've learned about the importance of recognizing language within a culture. What do we do with that?
We talk to people.
We inform people.
Chase world!